Good morning. What's up, everybody? Sunday morning, so you know what that means. We got a whole slate of football games today, guys. So, of course, you know what that means for Tess. Got to go ahead and get my picks on in for you boys and girls, of course. Let me go ahead and say that starting off on this week, I'm already 1-0 because of the win that the Bills got me on Thursday against Miami, which I told you guys would happen. Keep telling y'all. You're going to have to start putting some money off of these bets that I'm getting because I am 21-12 on the year to start. So we're sitting at 9 games over 500, guys. Pretty good start to the season, if I must say so myself. I honestly should write this down somewhere though, because it's gonna get to a point where I can't keep up with this mentally like I have been. But hey, we're moving along. We're moving and grooving through these first 2 weeks, at least. We'll see how after this third week goes. But without further ado, it's time to go ahead and reveal my picks to you all so you can get your picks in, of course, before the game's starting. More than an hour, actually. Yeah, I'm actually doing this earlier on time. Didn't do what I did last week and wait till forever. But there we go, guys. The 14 games that are today. Yeah, 14 games that are today. Look at me. Simple arithmetic. First off, guys, Panthers versus the Falcons. That is a divisional game that I will, of course, see the Falcons taking because, I mean, the Panthers are just still terrible, guys. They try, but yeah, it's gonna. They haven't been good since the Cam days, man. It's like that's why honestly since Christian McCaffrey left up out there, and even when he was there in those last few years, nothing was really going great for them. So yeah, Green Bay should take it over Cleveland today as well in their game. I mean, Cleveland, bro, they're still the Browns, and they're just still getting everything together, trying to figure themselves out. Man, I can't lie to you, they just still are going to be bad for a little bit. So everybody knows that. Houston, okay, honestly, this Houston and Jacksonville game, that was one of the first games that was a little difficult for me to kind of pick a little bit. Not saying there was a lot, but there were a couple. There were like two to three that I was like, I don't know, that could go either way. But I mean, that's the thing. You should see Houston beating the Jacksonville Jaguars in any normal day. But I'm just saying the way the way the Texans have been playing to start this year, like they haven't shown you anything that you just want to be so like that you're just so confident in them like super about yet. But they have started to show a little bit in that last game. To that's why I'm like this could be their get right game where they get back and get even better on the year and show people what they're going to do this year. Jacksonville, I mean, like they're going to be kind of up and down this year. They got a lot of talent there. They got a lot that they should be able to do a lot with, but I just still feel like they're one of those teams that's going to probably be like a year or so away from kind of really getting it all back together. Like I feel like they're going to spend this year going up and down and like they're going to show so many good like moments and flashes and probably even in the year like they should probably in the year with a winning record and everything like that and showcase what they're going to have going forth in the future because you give them like an off season of getting even more players and like trading for guys, drafting guys, getting other coaches and just a bunch of their play like Travis Hunter being like a year older and stuff like that, like other players on their team being older, like they're gonna be better in that regard. I feel like at that point. Next, we got Minnesota versus the Bengals. We got Jamar Chase versus Jettas. Honestly, both their quarterbacks are hurt, so this is gonna be one of those games that it's gonna kind of be a little ugly. We're gonna see what happens. They're probably just gonna be like they're gonna be just spamming, you know what I'm saying? Their go to guys. But I could, and this is one of those games that I'm like it could go either way. That I was hard picking too. But I just still see Minnesota edging out the victory and getting it in this one because the thing about the Bengals is that when Joe Burrow isn't healthy, they become even more ass than they are at times when like Joe Burrow is out there and they're doing dumb shit. So it's like the Bengals, like we're about to see the Bengals like be pretty terrible for a bunch of games, like just to get you guys ready for that. But they're gonna have a bunch of Jamar Chase. Like there's gonna be Jamar Chase gonna go crazy. Like if you got him in fantasy, this is where I understand him being picked number one because he probably will go crazy. Because I'm telling you, like they're just gonna spam throw him the ball, so he's gonna catch. He's gonna have a couple games where he has like 2 or 3 touchdowns. Watch, like if just because he's just like, man, we ain't got nothing else that we out here doing. Like him and T Higgins are gonna probably have crazy fantasy weeks. I mean, that's if whoever's throwing the ball can get the ball out to him. I forgot who is even their quarterback in that one. Like I do not. Mac Jones is on one of these teams, and I can't even remember what it is right now. But moving ahead, the Steelers should be able to pull out the victory over the Patriots. I mean, Aaron Rodgers and them. It'll be an ugly game. It'll look pretty nasty. Aaron Rodgers should honestly like come out here with like 2, 3 touchdowns. Um, when it comes to the Patriots, I mean, they're gonna grind it. I mean, Vrabel got them boys playing good. It's gonna look like I'm telling you, like it's gonna be a nastier game than expected. But I feel like Pittsburgh is still just going to Mike Tomlin and them. They're just gonna still figure out how to squeak out this victory and get one over. Or they might mess around and just beat the shit out of the Patriots as well too. Like I could see that happening, but they should come away with the victory. The Rams versus the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles, bro, they're the one team I keep telling people that like they just grind out victories and grind them out against like opponents. And if you can withstand that, then you could beat them. Or if you can just come out the gates and just blow the doors off of them, like you can beat the shit out of them. Those are two things that, like, out of those two things, LA could probably come out the gates and blow the doors off of them by like scoring a bunch of touchdowns, like scoring with Puka real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like Matthew Stafford could stun that fucking defense, and like before they know it, it's like 14-0 or 17-7 or something like they could do something like that. But it's like that still won't be enough, and that's why like I still believe that that's why I still believe that the Eagles will win, because even if they don't come out there and beat like either they'll come out the gates and whoop their ass, or it'll be a close game early, and that will literally just fall more into the script of the Eagles being able to grind this out and win this victory and like get that victory. Buccaneers versus the Jets. I mean, the Jets are the Jets. So, and Justin Fields is even hurt. They were looking good in that first week, man. They looked good in that first week against Pittsburgh, even though they still lost. And I was like, okay, they may actually be able to do better this year. But then Justin Fields got hurt, and it's just like they're gonna jet. So Baker and them boys have been pulling out these like last second comeback victories and stuff. So they're probably going to do it again. I don't know if it'll be a last second comeback victory, but I see them getting the victory over the Jets in this one. The Colts versus the Titans. Shout out to boy Cam Ward, number one overall pick. I feel like he's gonna get a win one of these weeks. I don't know if it's gonna be against Indianapolis because the Colts have been playing good. Like, hey, shout out to Indiana Jones, man. That boy there, he is like him, their defense, everything. Like, shout out to their the new owner, the daughter of the late Jim Irsay. Like, shout out. So, I mean, and it's like they're a story. I kind of want them to do good this year, man. Like from what I've been seeing, it's like they're a team that I'm like, they have nothing that would affect me in any real way. Not like I want them to win the Super Bowl or anything like that, but it's like it would be okay to see them do a little bit better. It's like Jonathan Taylor would piss me off when it comes to fantasy because he just loves to score 3 touchdowns against me and kill me. But those are my own personal vendettas. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't got nothing to do with the actual team and other stuff. So I don't need to pull that into that. We don't need to talk too much about fantasy because it's like I didn't do all that great last week. First week I went 3-1. Second week I went 1-3. So we will see how this week goes for your boy. But moving on, Washington Redskins, they should still be able to get this win over the Raiders, even though Jaden McDaniels is hurt. That should be, I think that wasn't Mark Sanchez. That's I want to say Mark. I forget who the backup quarterback is there, but he's an old quarterback who, given their talent, like with Debo, with McLaurin, what they've got there, like they should still be able to beat the Raiders, even though they don't got Jaden. Moving on to the another division game between the Chargers and the Broncos. The Chargers should be able to win this game because man, Herbie fully loaded is doing his thing. He trying to win MVP this year is what it looked like. He just got to keep it up, bro. He's been hearing everybody talk shit on his name for these last few years, and he's like, "You guys are right. I have been slaying this ball and getting all these yards, but I ain't been doing shit with it. So you know what? I'm gonna do shit with it this year, and that'd be 2 wins in his division if they got it. He'd be 2-0 in the division. Like they be 3-0 and 2-0 in the division. They beat the Broncos today. This is another game that I was like, I don't really know or care about who's gonna win this one too much, but I'm like, it's like tell you, I usually pick against the Saints since Drew's been gone there, but I don't really think that Seattle really got too much going. I mean, they got Kenneth Walker. Don't get me wrong, and like they definitely be in these games every single week, like somehow. But and the Saints have been doing the same thing. That's why I don't know. The Saints are just gonna probably be rewarded with a win this week over Seattle. I just feel like they've been like closer to like deserving a win actually. So I think they'll probably get one today. Next, moving on to my favorite team, of course, the Cowboys. Even though they be pissing me off every week, at times. Yes, we squeaked out a win last week. Okay, get that out. Get that out. All right. Y'all can go ahead. Y'all talk about that. Yeah, we still them boys, so we won anyway. It was a great game, even though it shouldn't have been one, but it was still a great game. I know I said we was gonna put belt to ass. We didn't necessarily put belt to ass, but we still won. Yeah, at times I thought we weren't going to with those two bombs, the neighbors. That I was just like, oh shit, they are still about to lose this game. Like somehow, what the hell? But we squeaked it out and we won it. We are now 1-1. We win this game, we'll be 2-1. Okay, and we will have only lost to the defending champions. Okay? Yes, it'd be against two teams that aren't the greatest teams in like the conference letter or the league. But, guys, it would still be 2 wins. And that's what matters. So I see us beating the Bears because the Bears haven't really showed us a lot of them knowing of what to do yet in this short season. I do still believe in Caleb Williams, and I do believe in what the Bears will eventually be able to do. They're one of those teams that, yes, this is going to be a process and a project that will take a little bit. And therefore, they're one of those teams that in like another year or so, we will really be talking about the Bears. I know a lot of people got, you know, ahead of themselves last year going into the season because of Caleb and everything, and getting Rome Meduze as well with them. But get a boys time to cook, man. Like y'all gotta give them time to cook. You know how you gotta like marinate like the meat sometimes, like pause, but you gotta like marinate. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff, and you gotta get the ingredients right and let it get the flavors all. Yeah, like you gotta let the boys cook, man. Give them some time. You know what I'm saying? That's why they gonna take a L against the boys today. You know what I'm saying? That's what they gonna do. All right, boys going up 2-1. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Cowboys love over right now. Moving along. San Francisco versus Arizona. I know people are probably thinking, why would you pick San Francisco over Arizona? Brock Purdy is hurt. George Kittle is hurt. They don't got Debo no more. I don't even think anybody said anything about Ayuk this year. Why would you pick them? Honestly, I see everything you're saying. But they still have a guy named Christian McCaffrey. And he is determined to prove to everybody that he still has so much left in the tank. And while Arizona has been looking good this year, they should be 2-0 this year if I'm not mistaken. I don't think they lost one of the games. I cannot exactly tell you what their record is, but what I can tell you about the Arizona Cardinals is they're one of those teams that love to do bonehead shit and love to lose against teams they probably shouldn't lose to at times. And this is one of those teams this is a game that they shouldn't lose to San Francisco. But I don't know why. I just have a feeling that they're going to do dumb shit and lose to San Francisco. And Christian McCaffrey, for all the fantasy football owners that got Christian McCaffrey this year, this will be that game that he proves to them and to all the naysayers as to why they should have drafted him. This will probably be one of those games. I'm not saying he's going to have a super great season or whatever this year and be like how he used to be, but he'll probably, I could see him being solid, and the fact that they're going to have to rely on him, that's one of those times that he is just crazy as hell, where his team has to rely everything on him. He just goes stupid. So I can see that happening with Christian McCaffrey, especially in a game like this. Like Arizona's defense is like better than people think. Like shout out Buda Baker and them boys, but I don't know, man. I just think Christian McCaffrey's still just gonna do some like old Marshawn Lynch type stuff. Like not exactly super beast mode, but I just mean he gonna be like running through and doing everything on the field today. And it's gonna be crazy. And with his third touchdown of the day, Christian McCaffrey puts his. No, I'm sorry. Let me cut that right there. But you get the point. Yeah. Now moving on to the Sunday night football game. Now it is between the Kansas City Chiefs and the New York Football Giants, as they like to call themselves. They sitting at 0-2, so I don't really know why we got to call them that. But that's just me talking shit because they in my division and we just beat their ass last week. Okay, didn't beat their ass, but we won, all right? We won the game. It was a good game. I think this is the thing. I feel bad about the fact that like we took so long to beat them in that game last week. But for the sake of my team, I'm hoping that was just a premonition into everybody seeing that the Giants are actually better than we think they are this year. Now, I think they are terrible in their ass, but could they be better than I think? Yes. I don't know shit about everything. I don't. There's a lot of times I don't know anything about anything. There's a lot of these games I picked that I thought things were gonna happen, and things did not happen. So even though I'm just telling you all this like this, I am still good on my picks, and a lot of this doesn't go the way I necessarily want it to or see it going. But hey, it still does a lot of the times as well. Yeah, man, two things can be true. What I am saying though is they have been showing flashes of not being as ass as we think they are. But the thing and the problem with them and Russell at this point in his career, in my opinion, is just while they have the talent and the flashes, they can't put them together enough consistently throughout games and consistently throughout the season. And that is why, while they may look good at times, I can't really see which games they're going to win on their schedule because one, I haven't looked at it, but two, it's just seeing the other teams they're going to play in their division, like being us, the Eagles, and the Washington Commanders. They are going to deal like just in the division. They're going to deal with like good teams that I don't see them being able to beat. And then the rest of the conference, and then other teams in the AFC. It's like I'm not saying they're going 0-17, but they are going to be one of those teams that is struggling for wins. Is probably going to be in the top, in the bottom, like and have a top pick again. But we will see. I say all that to say, yeah, Kansas City should beat ass this tonight, and Patty and them boys should get right again. You know what I'm saying? Throw a couple touchdowns to that boy Travis Kelsey because I played him today, and make sure that Isaiah Pacheco get his head out his ass and he runs on them too and gets a couple touchdowns. You can throw him one as well if you want to, Patty. Run one too yourself because I got you as well, my boy. But yeah. Kansas City should win, and I say all that to say Kansas City should win tonight in Sunday Night Football, and that should bring my record. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm at 21, so like I should get at least about like 8 or 9 of these games, so I should be sitting at like 30 and something by the end of this night. But we will see what happens with all of that when we come back and talk to you guys tomorrow before we get ready for the Monday Night Football game that will be happening tomorrow. Do not even know who's playing in that game. Can't even think about that right now. No, I do know. It's Detroit and Baltimore. It's Detroit and Baltimore. Look at that. I only know that because of fantasy football. Shout out fantasy football. Love it. Because I got Lamar and them boys playing and also Derrick Henry and stuff. But we'll see how I do in the picks, guys. I hope you guys do well on yours as well. I'm telling you, you guys are going to have to start writing down some of my picks and putting some money on them and let me know how y'all do with them. But enjoy that. Enjoy the games. We'll talk later, guys. Peace.